Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to Infinite Manifestations. I'm trying something new, so lean back and listen carefully. It took me a long time to truly comprehend self-love. It's still a process to learn to love myself and to develop my own self-love practice. Self-love as a means of improving emotional well-being and happiness is a widely held belief that is sometimes misunderstood. The phrase is used to cover a wide range of disciplines, including physical self-care or pampering, spiritual enlightenment, manifestation, and body positivity. Self-love changed my life for the better, and I want to share it with you in a way that everyone can comprehend and apply it. Self-love is multifaceted and comprehensive. It includes your mind, body, and soul. So, because I couldn't find a term that worked for me, I created my own and created the 4 pillars of self-love framework to help make sense of this vast and amazing topic. I'd want to explain the 4 pillars of self-love, what they are and why they matter, so you may start building your own self-love practice on solid ground and improve your emotional well-being via self-love. Self-love means primarily self-appreciation. It is a state in which you respect yourself and your personality. You begin to love and nourish yourself. Promoting mental and physical self-growth is extremely necessary. You will never be able to love someone else fully if you do not start loving and caring for yourself. As I mentioned in one of my community posts, our expectations have to align with the reality of what you are dealing with. Your reality might differ from my reality. You can't expect a person who has no desire to work on themselves for them to change for you. You can't expect someone who has never shown you consistency to be dependable and permanent in your life. You can't expect someone who is miserable within themselves to be able to create a world of happiness for you. When you hold people to unrealistic standards of what they have already shown you they are incapable, the only person that you disappoint is yourself. And if this person is you, you actually have to start somewhere. The best starting point is always working from within and on yourself first to finally meet your expectations. It's also a huge part of the law of attraction because like-minded people will attract like-minded people. Self-love is a healthy self-regard and the pursuit of one's happiness and favorable outcomes. It rests on 4 pillars. Let's begin with the first, which is self-awareness. The ability to observe yourself clearly and objectively via contemplation and introspection is referred to as self-awareness. While ultimate objectivity regarding oneself may not be conceivable, there are undoubtedly degrees of self-awareness. It exists on a scale. Although everyone has a general understanding of what self-awareness is, we don't know where it comes from, what its predecessors are, or why some of us appear to have more or less than others. Self-awareness theory holds that you are not your ideas, but the being watching your thoughts. You are the thinker, independent and apart from your thoughts. We can go about our days without giving our inner selves any consideration, just thinking, feeling, and doing as we want. Yet, we can also focus our attention on that inner selves, which Duval and Wickland refer to as self-evaluation. When we evaluate ourselves, we might consider if we are thinking, feeling, and doing as we should or according to our standards and beliefs. This is known as comparing to our criteria of accuracy. We do this on a daily basis, utilizing these criteria to assess the correctness of our ideas and actions. Using these criteria is an important part of developing self-control since it allows us to review and judge whether we are making the best choices to attain our goals. As you might imagine, there are many benefits to practicing self-awareness. It gives us the power to influence outcomes. It helps us to become better decision makers. It gives us more self-confidence. So, as a result, we communicate with clarity and intention. Most of the time, a lack of confidence prevents us from undertaking or beginning anything new, which is not stereotypical. As a result, self-love is essential since it increases motivation and confidence. Some life goals appear to be insurmountable, but with the correct amount of attention and love, you will be motivated to achieve them. It allows us to understand things from multiple perspectives. It frees us from our assumptions and biases. It helps us build better relationships. Self-love encourages self-development. You begin to understand yourself and what is good and harmful for you. You make an effort to avoid toxic relationships that might impair your emotional and physical health. Avoiding poor behaviors and focusing on items that are turning into red flags are crucial. It gives us a greater ability to regulate our emotions. It decreases stress. Self-love will alleviate the stress and anxiety that might make you feel trapped. You will not be concerned about being in denial and being rejected. Minor troubles or failures that impair your mental health will gradually diminish if you begin to love yourself and realize your self-worth. It makes us happier. When you begin to love yourself, you will progressively desire to adopt a healthy lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle includes getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, and eating a nutritious diet. An advantage of self-love is spending time alone and enjoying your own company. It's always a good idea to cultivate mindfulness and begin to recognize your own value. Here are some ways to cultivate self-love. Becoming more aware. People who love themselves are more aware of what they think, feel, and want. Taking activities based on need rather than desire. By focusing on what you need, you may avoid the habitual behavior patterns that get you into problems, keep you locked in the past, and reduce your self-esteem. Taking care of oneself. When you take better care of your fundamental needs, you will love yourself more. People who value themselves nurture themselves on a regular basis through healthy activities such as adequate eating, exercise, proper sleep, intimacy, and positive social relationships. Making room for healthy habits and good behaviors. Start truly caring for yourself by mirroring that in what you eat, how you exercise, and what you spend time doing. Do stuff not to get it done or because you have to, but because you care about yourself. Let's move to the next pillar of self-love, which is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is the unconditional embrace of one's core identity, personality, character, temperament, relationships, experiences, and life circumstances. To develop self-love, you must accept yourself as you are right now. You'll then have to accept yourself on a daily basis. Accept your weaknesses and polish your shortcomings. This would be quite simple if we were discussing someone else. Consider the person you adore the most in the world. A spouse, lover, kid, sibling, parent, or closest friend. You simply accept them as they are, correct? You don't demand perfection from them. You accept the rough with the smooth because you adore them. Because you love them completely, you accept them and everything about them. While we are accustomed to unreservedly embracing others, self-acceptance is a difficult hurdle that many individuals face. Some people are terrified by the idea of self-acceptance. It appears to some to be an impossibility. Acceptance is greatly emphasized in self-love guidance. It is tragic that some individuals struggle to accept themselves. However, the issue is pervasive. I'd even go so far as to suggest that most individuals have battled at some point in their life to completely embrace themselves. Solving self-rejection and instilling self-acceptance in individuals would be truly unique. Self-acceptance comes second on my list of 4 pillars, but that doesn't mean you have to accept yourself before you can move forward with any other aspect of self-love. Far from it. It is perfectly possible to use other aspects of self-love to build self-acceptance. Self-appreciation, for example, can lead quickly to self-acceptance. Nurture can also help you to develop self-acceptance. It is essential to review what cannot be remedied by self-love. I think that everybody can learn to love themselves, although getting started might be difficult if there are prior traumas that need to be addressed. Wherever you are on your self-love path, and especially if you struggle with self-acceptance, I hope you can harness some component of self-love that provides you peace, no matter how tiny. We all have to start somewhere, and starting small may rapidly allow you to incorporate bigger and more ambitious self-love practices into your routine. Many people have a lack of self-acceptance as a result of years of negative input. If the negative feedback originates from you, for example, through negative self-talk, it is simple to correct. If the negative self-talk is coming from others, it is also readily remedied. However, if your lack of self-acceptance stems from prior trauma or a history of continuing trauma in your life, you may need to heal that trauma via treatment before you can embrace yourself. Where self-love comes in is that whatever your needs are, self-love helps you understand them and work toward meeting them. True self-acceptance doesn't just happen overnight. Daily practice and self-care can help you gradually increase your level of self-acceptance over time. These self-acceptance exercises will teach you how to practice self-love and acceptance every day. Every day, write down 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. This can seem challenging at first, especially when you have a mental habit of focusing on the negative. But practicing gratitude every day can help you retrain your brain to focus on the positive. Negative beliefs are the voice of your inner critic. They cause a lot of suffering and prevent you from reaching unconditional self-acceptance. Reframe your negative beliefs about yourself by writing them down. A regular meditation practice can help you detach from your negative self-talk. This can improve your mood and lead to more positive emotions. The goal of meditation is to become aware of those thoughts, observing them without identifying with them. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation, increase psychological well-being and promote inner peace. This helps you reduce self-criticism and improve your self-image. The third pillar of self-love is self-trust. Self-trust is the conviction that one has one's best interests in mind, is watching one's back, and has agency and autonomy. One is not controlled by or dependent upon others in a compromising fashion. Learning how to trust yourself is one of the most important things you can do to create the life you want. Everyone has an internal compass, and following it is always the best path to long-term happiness. Yet, many people are conditioned to second-guess themselves. Self-trust entails continually remaining loyal to oneself. At its foundation, trusting yourself implies taking care of your own needs and safety. Rather than striving for perfection, you treat yourself with love and care. You know deep down that you can overcome challenges, and you refuse to give up on yourself. Becoming part of this community, you will never be alone on this journey. So, if you are interested, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Self-trust looks to me like awareness of your thoughts and feelings, expressing yourself openly and honestly, sticking to personal standards, ethics, and core values, knowing when you need to take care of yourself first. Confidence that you can get through difficult times and pursue your dreams without letting others stop you. You are not alone if you struggle with self-trust. In reality, it's difficult to avoid accumulating some unpleasant baggage as we get older. As adults, it is our responsibility to evaluate and question our limiting ideas and beliefs. If you feel like you are not good enough, if you come down hard on yourself when criticized, feeling guilty and ashamed, or if you are afraid of making the wrong choice or disappoint others, these might be signs to work on your self-trust. When you don't trust yourself, you end up going in a million different directions. Your actions don't always line up with what matters to you. A discord can develop between who you are and how you act. We know that being yourself is some of the most general advice available. However, it is one of the most effective ways to learn to trust yourself. The more authentically you can be, the more you'll discover about yourself, and the more others will discover about you. This will assist you in determining how you truly feel and what you truly desire, rather than performing what you believe you should do. By being loyal to yourself, you are basically constructing more of your identity, which is really beneficial when it comes to trust. The more authentic and entrenched the identity, the more trust there is there. Sure, we shouldn't focus too much on other people's opinions of us, but they can come in handy sometimes. You can start keeping track of nice things people say about you, compliments they give, and feedback you get at work. This will really help build up your confidence when you're having a hard time, and serve as a reminder that you're competent and trustworthy. Having this list as a reference point is a great way to use your resources and build up your self-esteem and self-worth. When it comes to trust, too many of us hurry the process and want immediate results. This can happen in every relationship. You want your new partner to be completely faithful and dedicated from the first date. You want the new buddy you met at brunch to be your new BFF, answering your calls at 4 a.m. While this is a good notion, we all know that it takes time to build trust. Whatever the connection, you must allow trust to develop and nurture it by being patient, positively reinforcing good actions, and maintaining an open mentality. This is true when it comes to learning to trust yourself, so give yourself the time and space you require to mature. The fourth pillar is self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is the belief, gleaned from and honed by experience, that one is capable of setting rational, realistic, and beneficial goals and possesses the wherewithal to realize outcomes commensurate with one's aims. A person's self-efficacy is their belief in their capacity to complete a task or achieve a goal. It refers to a person's belief in their ability to manage their conduct, exert influence over their surroundings, and remain motivated in the pursuit of their goals. People can exhibit self-efficacy in a variety of contexts and domains, including education, job, relationships, and other critical areas. Do you believe you can overcome adversity and achieve your objective, or do you give up in defeat? Are you like the tiny train engine in the classic children's book, or do you mistrust your own ability to rise above and conquer the challenges that life throws at you? If you tend to persevere in the face of hardship, you probably have a high level of self-efficacy. Virtually all people can identify goals they want to accomplish, things they would like to change, and things they would like to achieve. However, most people also realize that putting these plans into action is not quite so simple. People with a weak sense of self-efficacy tend to avoid challenging tasks, believe that difficult tasks and situations are beyond their capability, focus on personal failings and negative outcomes, or lose confidence in personal abilities fast. The most effective way of developing a strong sense of efficacy is through mastery experiences. Performing a task successfully strengthens our sense of self-efficacy. However, failing to adequately deal with a task or challenge can undermine and weaken self-efficacy. Some benefits of self-efficacy include resilience to stress. Having a high level of self-efficacy can help you change your perspective on stressful issues. Instead of allowing self-doubt to bother you at stressful times, you may be inspired to develop solutions that work for you. You might be able to overcome a phobia by engaging in activities that involve your phobia. For example, if you are afraid of snakes, you may find it easier to deal with them if you interact with snakes directly. Self-efficacy is developed through personal experience. The only trustworthy compass in life is self-love. Experience frequently arrives too late, when its lessons are no longer applicable due to old age, missed opportunities, and altered circumstances. It's also very pointless because no two persons or situations are the same. But self-love is a rock, a steady, dependable, immovable, and unchangeable guide and the most devoted of friends whose sole interest is your happiness and fulfillment. Rewatch this video and do the mentioned techniques frequently. Spend time focusing on your life's routines and patterns that help you and those that hold you back. Connect with the anguish generated by detachment from yourself and hold it gently in your consciousness. You will improve your self-awareness, mindfulness, and self-love by performing these activities. When you realize it is enough to be yourself, you will be able to accept and love others with greater compassion and less judgment. The floor is yours. Which of the points in this video have you struggled with in the past? How will you love yourself more today? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts with me. Be open to receive, and I hope to see you in my future. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.